Is there a shortcut? Is the way just to go to your boss and quit and go all in with your ideas and wishes? I don't think so. Most of the people in the world are working for someone else. And with that, I mean you work to realize other people's wishes and dreams. It doesn't matter how big or small the company is and what kind of job you are doing. You help them to achieve their goals, and that is all that matters. Accept crypto, inherit, and marrying someone rich, or buying the next Nvidia with a lot of money. There are not a lot of ways to get rich overnight, to quit your job and get out of the daily 9-to-5 struggle. I tried a lot of things and will try even more in the future. It is just a matter of time until I crack the code of wealth. I know that. And do you know what's the best thing about all of that? I will document every step and show it to you so you can learn from my mistakes and see the process of what kind of things worked out, and you can do it on your own. For example, selling products. To get better in negotiation. For that, you need to practice selling things or try to get discounts on specific items. And as well, you will have more liquid money. And if you start selling your stuff, which is just standing around, instead of having, for example, a PS5 at home, which you almost never use. Take me as an example. I sell it and take the money and put it into a worldwide ETF, and the money works for me. Don't forget how it will compound over the time. Or creating a website. I know it's still not finished and you can check it out. Thank God we have so many creative tools which help you to get the job done. Otherwise, the website would probably look bad in comparison to now. But still, this is not the highest priority for the moment. Instead, my top priorities which I want to achieve, and you have to know they work hand in hand, are building a YouTube channel and investing. In the future, I can still do other things as well, but only if I have enough resources for that, like doing freelancing jobs, for example consulting, or helping others achieving something big. Reading so many books, so you are not doing it just in theory, you use the theoretical knowledge as well and use it in practice. Because I don't want to rely on anyone or just at one income source. For that reason, I need to build a stable foundation. To build on top of that my own ideas and extension that. You as well could start with YouTube and extend and use already the uploads to put stuff to other social media platforms as well. If people don't know you exist, how should they find and follow you? Listen, for the moment I try so many things that I would be able to publish around 10 to 20 books about all of that. But let us dive more into the practice and figure it out. What can we do? Instead of just complaining and comparing with others, we could try to get into financial independence in the slow and boring way. What else can we do? Because this is the way to achieve it. It won't hurt if you start early. And while you are doing it slow and continuously with the boring way, you can still do a lot of more things right next to them. That means you have the safe path and as well a path where you can take risks. But don't forget to set your priorities and focus correctly. This is exactly what the most successful people in the world like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett say. And the word is focus. One of these ways is, like you hear so many times, that the entry barriers are almost not there to invest into an all-world ETF, which is diversified. You can start with whatever money you want. The goal is to have it automated, passive, and let it compound over a long period of time. It is even harder to pick the right stocks over the years, which beats, for example, the S&P 500 with their 7 to 12% compound in average. And as well, you will save a lot of time and nerves. Next, we see the richest people in the world are entrepreneurs. And everything in this world is connected to risk. Instead of going all in into that, I would suggest next as well investing into knowledge and gaining high-paying skills in areas like developing, marketing, sales, and a lot of more. You can do free courses with, for example, YouTube, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning or other platforms as well. To not only acquire these skills in theory, but to be able to prove it in a black and white certificate. If you have work experience in those areas, for me personally, it is the best you could do to get a higher income. If you have troubles with that, start from the beginning. You could start as an intern or in side projects to prove that you have experience in that category. Let's get stuck with the topic of side projects. Options like Fiverr and Upwork are great ways to start. If you are good and gained a lot of knowledge in specific areas, you could sell your services to people. If you're as well living in a country in which the expenses are not that high, you could start to exchange your time for money. But you can choose which projects and when to work. We have here as well risks, like if your skills are not matching the demands of customer or the competition sells the service much cheaper. And please don't forget, everything, really everything is hard if you start. The same counts for Fiverr, Upwork or other platforms. You need first to gain knowledge and start with some projects to get ratings and build your brand so the people trust you and you can show your skills. Instead of being scared, you could start while you're working a full-time job as a YouTuber, blogger or a public figure and build your own business next to your 9 to 5 to get the same or even more income as your 9 to 5 job. This is the main goal which we want to reach. Exactly in this situation, you could consider quitting your job. First, build an emergency fund like 3 to 6 months of expenses so you have more flexibility. Hopefully, you didn't wait to get that one solution we are all waiting for. We can just see how other people are living their best lives while we work so hard and start thinking the world is so unfair. I would suggest reading a lot of books to understand successfully people better. Not just science fiction books or similar, more books that improves your mindset, your skills and your knowledge. If you need suggestions on that one, just write it into the comments and I can deliver you a lot of really good books which improve your life. Instead of reading, the better way would be to surround yourself with people who have a big network, money and success and learn from them. If you are in the same situation as I am, just read and learn from the people and the result will be the same, just in a different way. Even more, if you want to be sure that you really understood a topic completely, you should be able to explain a topic to a child in simple words with a lot of examples. And the best way, and for that a lot of people don't want to take the time and effort into that, is doing something so often, like really the practice part for over 1,000 times so you can do it even with your eyes closed. Focus is a big part of that. Remove any distractions. You have to change and become the person who is really successful. Act like them, be like them, believe you are like them, and one day it will happen. I want to tell you as well what people do wrong. A lot of people are not patient and don't set the right focus and let distracting them. They don't get out of their comfort zone and search for excuses like I don't have time. Spending time with the wrong things, consuming instead of producing, and being around the wrong friends, work colleagues or family members who destroys their dreams just with one statement. What I often heard was the following sentence: that already exists. And after that, the topic is gone and your dreams and wishes as well. Nobody ever taught us things like this, especially the school system. It is designed to train us as workers, to speak up when you want to speak up, then ask questions when we are supposed to, and to simply obey. Not our friends know it better, because most of them probably are sitting right next to you. And our parents didn't have the chance like we have nowadays to look up things on the internet and help each other. So, if they don't know it better, how should any one of them help you? We don't need to deep dive into these topics. We know we can help others if we first help ourselves. Furthermore, we just need to figure out the way and spend the time and energy inside of it. I want to share with you my opinion. Take me as an example. For me, it is YouTube. Everything I read and I learn and get out of speaking with people. And yes, you can learn from everyone. I use that to create videos about it. And for sure, I know it is not an overnight success. You have to create a lot of videos and get better and better over the time. Everyone successful had to start somewhere, somehow. Exactly, these people will never laugh about someone who just started. Believe in your abilities, believe in yourself, and there is nobody who will rescue you. You have to do that on your own. This is my journey, guys. I try to go all in on YouTube, investing, and put a little bit on top of that into crypto. My career path of my own 9 to 5 is hard, and to achieve new goals is almost impossible because it is linked to the time where I work for a company and my experience. And the only way for that is just to wait. There is no option to step 10 to 20k up because it is a question of the budget. To build something while you work a 9 to 5 is the best way in my opinion. You are able to pay your bills and put the extra effort into yourself instead of making others' dreams come true. I have as well a bonus tip. The aura is very important. Don't forget, as well, you have a lot of benefits as an employee. So you have to be the person who wants to create your own business. Some companies cover your health insurance. It is not your company, which means after 5 p.m. you can go home. On some days, without feeling bad or continuously thinking of your job. You have a fixed amount of holidays per year. And the biggest advantages are, if you go on vacation, you still earn your money in comparison if you own a company or business. Logically, it's depending on how you scaled it down and how many people are working for you in the meantime. But in cases, even if it's a bigger company and the boss is not there, the people will not work as hard as used to. The best position you could be is doing a hobby which you really like and earn money with that. But there's also one downside. If you love travel, for example, and get it into a full-time job, you need to write a lot of hotels for collaborations and work with travel agencies. You could start to lose interest in it. You should also be aware of whether you want this. I mean, you can no longer enjoy the moment so casually, but are almost forced to film and document everything, and it becomes more and more difficult to enjoy these moments. So be sure of what you want to earn your money with. And I'm very sure that there are much less attractive jobs in this world to earn money, and the bottom line is that these are our luxury problems that unfortunately nobody talks about. But still, why not give it a try? The biggest regret is never to act. And with that, thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye bye.